Hey guys, welcome back. The gaming industry it's unsustainable. Like I've been saying that for a while. Like it's already here. Like the gaming crash, it's already here. Like this week alone, it should tell you what I've been saying for a while. And people call me a madman for saying that we're in the middle of a gaming crash because the gaming industry is not healthy. It is not sustainable. Like it is not. But anyways, what am I talking about? Well, we finally got pricing on the Steam machine, and my god, it's worse than I thought. It's worse than I thought. Which I also saw this coming after the price increase to the Steam Deck about a month ago. So, like, I had a feeling this was coming. But it's still terrible, and it makes this thing DOA. Well, what's surprising, you may ask? Well, here it is. The Steam machine is going to cost $1,049, and that's without a controller, mind you, for the 512GB model. Now with a controller, it's going to cost you $1,128. For 2TB, $1,349, and with a controller for that, it's going to be $1,428. Mind you, the Steam machine's capability, it's lower than a base PS5, and they're asking you to pay over $1,000 for this thing. That's why I said it's DOA. The fact there's even options without a controller, which I mean, because it's a PC, you could probably use like your other controllers on there, like Xbox or PlayStation. But still, though, what are we doing here? Jesus Christ! I know Valve was saying that it's because of the AI composer, which I'm sure it is. Like, there's no doubt, absolutely. But I mean, still, then. Because they also have philosophy where they don't subsidize their hardware, much like Xbox and Sony do. So, and Valve also said that the original price for the Steam machine was going to be $750, which that would have been a hell of a lot more reasonable. Would it be overpriced though? Yeah, considering it's not as capable as a base PS5 or Series X, but... So it's crazy because Valve was actually originally saying that this thing was going to be capable of up to 4K 60 FPS. They removed the 60 FPS part of that claim, by the way. So I think that should tell you something, you know. Yeah, this thing is DOA. I mean, it was always going to be a niche product, no matter what. It sure as hell will be now. If not DOA as soon as it launches, because will it sell out initially? Oh yeah. I doubt Valve was making too much of these units. Because again, like the whole component crisis, it's insane, it's lunacy right now. Because the whole AI craze, which ironically is helped by the next company I'm going to be talking about, which is Microsoft. Because they are raising the prices of Xbox consoles again for the third time. You know what's funny? I always had the sinking feeling it was going to happen again, but this soon? No, like I'm shocked that it was this soon, to be honest with you. I swear, every time they were on a good fucking run for a while, then it's been L after L lately with Microsoft. But anyways, so what are the new prices? Let's read the blog article, and then we'll talk about it. Effective August 1st, we will be updating prices worldwide. The price of Xbox consoles will increase by $100 for 512 and $150 for 1TB. They will be sunsetting their 2TB model. Last October, we increased console price by $20.70 in the US. We hoped another price increase would not be necessary. We have spent the last several months working with suppliers and options. Unfortunately, console storage and memory prices have increased by more than 2.5 times, expecting another doubling by the fall of next year. The entire consumer electronics industry is struggling with current component crisis, but the effects are particularly hard on console. Unlike phones, computers, speakers, and other devices, consoles are typically not sold at a profit, but instead for less than it costs to make. Nintendo's the exception, but not the rule. That's what they're referring to. Today we're also sharing programs to make consoles more accessible. Buy Now, Pay Later. We made it easier for players to use Buy Now, Pay Later. Options on eligible hardware purchased through the Microsoft Store, making it possible to break up your payment into predictable short-term interest-free plans. Oh my fucking god. Financing. We're at a freaking point where you will have to finance your fucking console. A game console. Not a car, not a house. A freaking video game console. In the whole year of 2026. What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing here? Anyways, eligible Xbox hardware at 0% APR financing for up to 12 months, giving players more flexibility, lower monthly payments, and more budgeting control. Previously played systems. We are working with retail partners on new programs to provide previously played console at lower prices. Players who are ready to upgrade and no longer use their system will be able to trade it in with participating partners for cash or store credit. These systems will then be made available at lower prices for players. I mean, kind of so, like, I guess used, like, essentially what GameStop has been doing for decades now. Anyway, certified refurbished consoles, again, another GameStop thing, where Xbox certified refurbished consoles are available at Microsoft stores for up to $100 off MSRP.
You are out of your damn little pea-sized mind. What is wrong with you? Do you have any sense at all?
Okay.
Do you have any idea better than you did the day before? And I think there's no possible way he can top that.
Okay.
But what do? You find a way, damn it, to top it.
Xbox, guys, like, you guys always sold, like, what is it, like, a little over 30 million units compared to your competition? Which is, like, I think, like, it's over 90, the last I checked, when it comes to units Sony has sold of their console. And what's funny is that both consoles actually did the worst in their respective history last month. So it's just going to get worse with these price increases, especially on the Xbox side of things. And this is the same company, mind you, that just brought back exclusivity with Gears of War E-Day and Clockwork Revolution for next year. So I'm like, what the hell are they doing? Like, I've lost track. I'm just so baffled by this move. I'm like, it just doesn't make any sense. And with GTA 6 coming around the corner, you had a perfect opportunity where you should have ate the cost more and lowered the prices. Because I think if you would have done that, you would have had, this would be your biggest chance to finally gain some ground. Especially since both GTA and COD are skipping last generation. So you would have gave more casual consumers some actual motive to actually upgrade, but you decided to do the opposite and raise the prices again. I almost wonder if the price increase coming around the same time as pre-orders were going live for GTA 6. I wonder if Microsoft deliberately did this to kind of get so that people wouldn't talk about it as much, but obviously that didn't work because people are still talking about the price increase. But if you guys think that Sony isn't going to raise price increases anytime soon, think again. They will do it again. They will. It's only a matter of time. Especially considering that their main competitor, Microsoft, just did it starting in August. They're going to do it. It's a matter of when. It's not if, it's when it comes to the PS5 getting another price increase. So I'm just keeping it real. It's going to happen. Now, for those who are wondering what the new prices actually are, because they didn't even have the guts to tell us ourselves. So the Series X is going to be going from $650 to $800, while the Series freaking S is going to be going from, for the bottom version of the Series S, it's going to be going to $500, while the expanded version of the Series S is going to be $600. So starting in August, the Series S is going to be $500, like $200 more expensive than it was when it first came out in 2020. These consoles are 6 years old. There is no reason why this shit should be happening. Because back in my day, yeah, I sound old saying that. It's because I'm 32 years old, so I've been around the gaming industry for a long ass time. Because I remember when console price used to go down, not up, as hardware gets older, like it should be, but because some stupid ass executives like Sam Altman and Satya Nadella think that AI is the future. Man, AI needs to fucking die. I am sick and tired of this bullshit with AI. It's gonna get worse. I'm telling you. This is just gonna keep happening until the AI bubble finally pops. And man, that's gonna be a glorious day when that happens, because I am sick and tired of this shit. It's getting out of hand, people. It really freaking is. I'm so tired of AI. Like, it needs to fucking die. Anyways, finally moving on from pricing. Now we're gonna talk about layoffs. Oh boy, and there's a reason why I'm using Destiny 2 footage, because we're going to be talking about the Bungie layoffs. Because in my Destiny 2 video, I talked about the rumored layoffs that was going to happen this summer, and lo and behold, they happened. They happened. So here's Bungie's statement, where they wrote, "With great sadness, we are announcing a reduction in force as we reorganize. As the leaders of Bungie's past and present, we recognize Destiny 2 fell short of expectations these past several years." Ironically, they're not blaming Marathon, which Marathon, like, it has a worse player count than Destiny 2, which is kind of sad. It really freaking is. Following our final content update to D2, with our future project still in early incubation, we unfortunately could not continue to operate at our previous size. We know this decision has a profound impact on the people affected, their families, friends, and teammates. While the changes are necessary to best position the studio now, this does not lessen the difficulty of this moment. You kind of get the whole thing. It's a whole, PR speak. And by the way, if you guys want to know some of the cuts that will happen, their entire cinematic team was laid off, as you can see by this LinkedIn post. Today, myself and the rest of the incredibly talented cinematics team at Bungie are being let go. If you have opportunity available, please reach out. I'll be posting a comprehensive list of the amazing artists and tech folks hitting the market once we've had time to work through initial paperwork, so keep an eye on this space for the next week. And mind you, so from what I've heard, it was essentially the entire Destiny 2 team, outside of a very select few people who were left behind. For whatever reason. I'm assuming to help with Marathon. This is not even including, contractors, too. So, we're looking at probably at least 300 people being laid off. That's insane. That's essentially half their studio just laid off just like that. Because this company has been mismanaged for so fucking long, it's not even funny. Honestly, I'm more pissed off about this than the Xbox price increase shit. You wanna know why? Because this company, Bungie, they've had such an impact on my life as a gamer for so freaking long. It's so frustrating. Like I said on Twitter the other night, I'm angry, frustrated, and sad at the same time. Because it's so infuriating. It's so fucking infuriating. Because this studio has such an incredible legacy of so many great IP. And shit, Marathon, the original Marathon, that was the predecessor to Halo. And we obviously know about Halo on this channel, with the OG trilogy up until, their final Halo game with Halo Reach. They kind of moved on, then they moved on to make Destiny 1 and 2, which are really good games. Now, can I argue they might not have had the same impact as their Halo games? Yeah, you could argue that, but I mean, they're still beloved for a very good reason. And what did Sony do when they acquired them? They did not overhaul the leadership like they should, because for fucking years, this studio has been mismanaged for so freaking long. You know what's the insane part? They laid off Jason Jones, who was one of the co-founders of Bungie from way back in the 90s. They let him go, and Hermen Hulst himself personally handpicked the new leader of Bungie. Because what's funny is the person that Pete Parsons picked is stepped down as well as part of these layoffs. So, I'll be honest with you, like I said on Twitter, I don't see Bungie surviving all this. I really don't. I truly don't. I'm not saying to be doomer. It's how I honestly feel. I'm telling you, what exactly is Bungie gonna really be doing now? Just supporting Marathon? And how long is that gonna last? With the player base haven't really, I believe at its all-time peak, it wasn't even at 100,000 when the game first came out. So I don't know what to tell you guys. I really don't. I'm very concerned for Bungie. I am truly concerned about it, man. I don't get it. I'm just tired of it. I'm just tired of all this shit, man. This is why I keep saying I'm sort of rooting for a gaming crash at this point, because. And before we kind of wrap up this video, which is kind of funny because we're talking about Sony right now, I want to show this shit real quick, okay? Because this was a part of a new interview from, like, today or yesterday, I don't know which day specifically this was. We believe that live service games are content that attract users on a global level, so we want to continue to revitalize the market through both first-party and third-party content. With live service, it's important to continuously provide something. The genre itself is relatively new, and I think many people are trying various things, so we also want to continue to take on challenges within that context. I'm like, dude, you just killed one of your biggest successes in Destiny 2 that you got when you acquired Bungie. So what the hell are you even talking about? And this same company who shipped Concord, that they shut down in 2 weeks because it was that bad of a disaster when that came out. And what's funny is because they were going insane trying to do like 12 live service games by March of this year, where they only shipped in the only ones they did. The only one that was actually good was Helldivers 2, and that wasn't even by a studio that Sony owned, and they still fumbled that. We're trying to force the PSN lock-in down people's throats for PC players. Yeah, we definitely remember that with Sony. I'm just saying. Like, you really screwed the pooch on that one, buddy, when you tried to pull that shit. And you got so much blood back, you had to reverse it. Thank God, because that locked so many countries out of Helldivers 2 for a game they bought. Because at launch, PSN was not required at the time, and only for them to do it a few months later. But that's a whole nother story, though. But yeah, I mean, this is why I kept saying that a gaming industry crash is, a thing. This is why I kept saying it. It's unsustainable. So, I'll be honest with you, like, some of the more games, like, I've really liked this year that have come out so far are indie titles. Like, I'm about to finish up Luna Abyss, which that game is really damn good. It's a shame that studio got their whole team laid off, too. I didn't talk about that, but I might as well just kind of, mention it here, as we were just talking about layoffs with Bungie. Like, well, I don't even know what the hell we're doing. I really do not know. Like, the gaming industry is in a very dark place right now, and I'm deeply concerned for Bungie, as well as other talented developers as well. Because I'm telling you, if Mass Effect 5 doesn't do well, I wouldn't be surprised if BioWare goes out of business. I truly believe that, because they had what? Mass Effect Andromeda was alright. So, I mean, like 3 releases that have underperformed at BioWare. So, I'm kind of surprised EA has not shut them down yet at this point. I'm guessing it's because that name holds so much to it, so they're kind of really desperate to kind of keep it around. I hope it does, because, like, don't get me wrong, I'm still excited for Mass Effect 5, but if that game doesn't do well, I wouldn't be surprised if EA shuts them down. I truly believe it. There's so many other examples I could talk about with layoffs, but this video is already long enough as is. But that's all I gotta say on this news, because my god, like, this is definitely one of the most tragic gaming weeks in a long time when it comes to gaming news. So, and most of it was on a Thursday, which is kind of funny because gaming bad news don't hit until Friday, so right before the weekend. So it was definitely different, but not in a good way either. But that's all I gotta say on this one. What do you guys think of this news? Let me know down in the comment section below, and I hope you liked the video and consider sticking around and by hitting that subscribe button. So I'll see you on the next one. Until then, have a good one.